I stumbled upon a glitch in the universe, a system, and it handed me a girl the size of my palm. She can't go home right now. The interface chimed. I hope you can learn to like her. Later, when my affection score for her hit the target, the system was shocked. She hasn't done anything to earn it, it said. Well, yeah, love is simple like that. Besides, she's adorable. How could I not love her? It started when I went to the old cathedral to clear my head. A voice claiming to be an interface pinged in my brain and dropped a tiny woman into my hand. It told me she was the protagonist of a sweet romance novel, but because the male lead had a change of heart, she was stranded. According to the AI, if my affection for her rose high enough, they'd harvest enough energy to open a portal home. I looked down at the tiny figure in my palm, dressed in a miniature pink dress. It was hard to imagine this little doll had accompanied her husband, a decorated general, through hell and back on the front lines. Her name was Lily. She came from a world much like ours, but far away. She had traveled through time to be with her childhood sweetheart, Marcus Thorne. She had hidden in the mountains with 30 wounded soldiers during a botched operation, surviving on tree bark and melted snow for 3 months. She fell through ice into a frozen lake, destroying her health, and after miraculously giving birth to a son, she was told she could never conceive again. But Marcus had been deeply in love then. He didn't care. He treated her like gold, so she gave up her chance to go home. But when Marcus returned from the war a hero, celebrated by the political elite in D.C., the happy ending didn't happen. Instead, she faced endless lectures from his overbearing mother about legacy and the need for more heirs. The arguments wore them down until the love faded. Eventually, Marcus fell for someone else, a woman who could give him a dynasty. He asked Lily to be generous and step aside. I hope you can like her, the system repeated. I nodded. This felt like a twist of fate I was meant to accept. I brought Lily back to the Vance estate. She was too small for a guest room, and after losing track of her 3 times and nearly crushing her under a throw pillow, I hired a master architect to build her a custom dollhouse. It had a bedroom, a living room, and a garden with a functional swing. When I went out, I'd tuck her into my clutch purse or the cuff of my coat. She was quiet, never made a scene, so no one suspected a thing. She didn't talk much, just puffed out her cheeks and stared at me sometimes. I sensed she didn't like me much, but she was unfailingly polite. Meals were production. Giving her a whole bowl of rice was like throwing a human into a grain silo. She'd be eating it for years. I had to mince everything into microscopic cubes. Even then, she had to hold them with both hands. Every time, she'd awkwardly whisper, "Thank you," before taking a bite. At night, she'd pull her tiny quilt up to her nose and say goodnight. If she forgot, she'd climb out of bed in the middle of the night just to say it. I didn't know why she was so formal, but it was her routine. I asked the system what the affection score was for her. It couldn't explain fully, just that emotions generated power. Fair enough. Love is magic after all. Tonight was the Winter Light Festival at the Botanical Gardens. I wanted to see the displays, but Lily was too small to walk. I got dressed up, and I saw her watching me from her dollhouse, longing written all over her face. She didn't ask to come, just paced around her room with her hands behind her back. It was funny and heartbreaking. As I was leaving, I grabbed a vintage glass lantern, patted the bottom, and lowered her in. Her face lit up. I went with my brother, William. The gardens were packed, lights strung everywhere. Through the glass of the lantern, I could see Lily sitting on the tiny swing I'd installed inside, swinging her legs happily. I bought a mini slider bun, tore off a crumb-sized piece, and dropped it in. She scrambled off the swing, hands on her hips, jumping up to point a scolding finger at me. She was shouting something, but the glass muffled it. It was hilarious. I was about to tease her when a pair of black military boots stepped into my view. I looked up. It was Marcus Thorne, the city's newest darling. Fresh from a successful campaign overseas, even my father, the senator, praised his strategic mind. I'd seen him at the victory parade, looking imposing on a horse. Today, he was in civilian clothes, trying to look like a refined gentleman. Marcus smiled. "Miss Vance, you're here for the lights too? Care to walk together?" I shook my head. My brother is getting cider. I'm waiting for him. It was an excuse, but a necessary one. He was a married man, and I was a Vance. Being seen together would start rumors. But he didn't take the hint. "I'll wait with you, then." I frowned. I saw a long line at a food truck nearby and decided to be difficult. "Since you're offering, General, would you mind getting me a snack?" I didn't leave after sending him away. My upbringing wouldn't allow me to be that rude. I looked down at the lantern. Lily was sitting cross-legged, hugging the piece of bun, looking depressed. I realized she was scared of strangers. I lifted the lantern and whispered, "Don't worry." I sent him away. "We'll ditch him soon." Lily nodded gloomily. I had a sudden thought and pinged the system. What's your standard for affection? The system gave a vague answer. Does Marcus buying me food generate affection? He has generated 5% affection for you, the system reported. That's cheap, I scoffed. 5% for running an errand. Humans are complex, the system sighed. Sometimes they do nice things and feel nothing. But I detected a genuine 5% spike from him. I grimaced. The man had a wife. Rumor was because she couldn't provide more heirs, his mother was pushing him to bring in a partner or mistress. People felt sorry for him, saying he was a hero who deserved a legacy. I felt sick. 5% affection for a stranger he just met? He was loose. Marcus returned with a grease-stained paper bag. Barbecue ribs, he said. My wife used to love these. When we were deployed, supplies were tight, but pork was available. She'd make them for me, said the collagen was good for recovery. Does she still like them? I asked. I figured with his new wealth, they ate caviar now. She still likes them, Marcus said softly, but she won't eat them anymore. She thinks they're low class, afraid people will laugh. I nodded. High society had stupid rules. Eating messy ribs with your hands wasn't ladylike, but they smelled amazing, and a long line proved they were good. I was about to take a bite when I caught Marcus staring. Remembering his wife, I handed the bag back. Take them to her. It's a small comfort. Who cares what people say? Don't let society bully her. Marcus looked at the bag, his expression unreadable, but he tried to follow me as I turned to leave. I put a hand up. I know the way, General. No need to escort me. I walked away with my lantern and whispered to Lily, what do you want to eat? She was squatting in the corner, silent. If you don't speak, I'm not buying anything, I threatened playfully. We don't get out often. She abandoned her sulking, pressed her face and butt against the glass, and whispered, I want ribs. Excuse me. I thought I misheard, but Lily insisted. She wanted the ribs. Remembering the smell, I got hungry too. I rented a private heated gazebo near the lake and sent my assistant to wait in the line. Inside the gazebo, with guards posted outside, I let Lily out. She was so small the soup bowl looked like a swimming pool next to her. I set up her tiny furniture on the table. She stood on a chair, drinking water from a straw. I giggled. She was too cute. My assistant returned with the ribs. To Lily, one rib was the size of a mountain. I used a silver knife to carve the meat into tiny, bite-sized cubes for her. I used to have maids do this for me. Now, to keep Lily's secret, I was waiting on her hand and foot. You're really living the life, I told her. The senator's daughter is your personal chef. Lily held a cube of meat with both hands, opened her mouth as wide as it would go, and swallowed it whole, chewing for a solid minute. She swallowed with difficulty and grumbled, do you regret it? Oh, absolutely, I teased, pinching her collar with 2 fingers and dangling her in the air. She kicked her legs in frustration, swinging helplessly. She gave me a distinct look of disdain. I laughed and set her back on her chair. She ate 2 more pieces before looking up. Do you think I'm being petty? Why? Because he bought you ribs, so I demanded ribs. It makes me seem deliberate. I roll my eyes. Please. I saw the line and wanted them too. It's just food. Don't make it psychological. If you acted this insecure in front of VIPs, I'd lecture you. For now, your punishment is to eat 2 more bites. I shoved a piece of meat toward her face. Lily flinched, lost her footing, and toppled backward, splash, right into the soup bowl. She scrambled up, gasping. The bowl was small, but the broth came up to her chest. She was soaked, a piece of scallion draped over her head like a hat. She looked like a drowned rat. She grabbed the scallion and hurled it at me. It didn't even clear the rim of the bowl. Ellie Vance, she shrieked. I clasped my hands together. Saw totally an accident. I couldn't wash her properly there, so I poured warm water into a teacup and let her rinse off. I wrapped her in my silk handkerchief like a burrito. By the time we were done, Lily was nodding off. I put her back in a lantern and we went home. Back in her gold-plated bed with the phoenix embroidery, Lily rolled over, rubbed her eyes, and whispered, Ellie, why are you so good to me? I patted her back with 1 finger. If I'm so good, try hating me less. It's not like I'm going to marry your husband. I'd figured out who the male lead was. Seeing Marcus today confirmed the connection. But marry him? I was a Vance. My father ran the Senate. Marrying a cheating, new money general? I'd have to be insane. She stiffened. You know, I nodded. She buried her face in the quilt. I stopped hating you a long time ago. Watching her sleep, I asked the system, why make her so small? If she were normal size, we could hang out properly. Maybe the affection would grow faster. Human emotions are fickle, the interface replied. But data shows humans have a biological weakness for small, cute things. I needed you to like her quickly. I was silent. The system claimed to be an unfeeling AI, but but I suspected it had developed a glitch called empathy. Life went on. I read, did needlepoint, learned estate management. Lily's life was more boring. She couldn't leave her dollhouse. One day, she was folding the corner of my book page. "You're here, so your house must be empty," I said. "Isn't your husband worried?" She had a 7-year-old son, too. Lily shook her head. "He won't look for me." "Why?" "He's probably waiting for me to learn my lesson." I learned the truth then. The Thorne household was now run by Serena, a distant cousin of Marcus's mother. After Lily was injured and couldn't have more kids, the mother-in-law called her a dead end and threw the family genealogy book at her face. "The Thorne line ends with you." Marcus used to comfort her, saying one son was enough. But later, drunk, he'd yell, "Every other general has 5 kids. You're making me a laughingstock." To fix the luck of the house, the mother-in-law forced Serena into the home. When Lily refused to call Serena's sister, the old woman beat her with a cane. Marcus stood outside the window with Serena, listening to the screams, laughing. Mother is teaching her rules. It's for her own good. Even her son, Hunter, turned on her. "Mom, you're unreasonable. Auntie Serena is nice." Lily was sobbing now. "He used to break a biscuit in half and give me the meat, eating the crumbs himself. He promised me the best life in the capital. When I was bleeding out during childbirth, he screamed at the doctors to save me, not the baby. Now, men's promises melt faster than snow." I sighed. Yesterday's words are easily retracted. Why trust a child's promise? Lily wailed harder. But I believed him. I was the only one who believed him. Autumn came, and the Thorne estate announced a celebration. Marcus was officially bringing Serena into the fold as a partner. It wasn't a legal marriage, but socially it was a replacement. "You holding up?" I asked Lily. "Whatever," she said from her house. "It was bound to happen. Want to go see?" "Can I?" "Why not?" My brother William was confused. "You want to go to the Thorne gala? Since what do you care about his domestic arrangements?" "I know the wife," I said. I put Lily in the lantern. She could see out through the frosted glass. The Thorne estate was decked out in red, the color of weddings. It was tacky. William and I were VIPs, so Marcus rushed out to greet us. He was wearing red too, beaming. I didn't expect the Van Cess. "Please come in." Next to him stood a woman in red. Serena. She looked frail and delicate, clinging to him. They looked like a couple. I sneered. My brother frowned. Only the legal wife wears red. And a partner ceremony should be quiet. This was a slap in the face to Lily. "Serena has managed the household for years," Marcus said, noticing our looks. "She deserves credit. So you feel guilty?" I asked coldly. Serena jumped in. "It's not Marcus's fault. Since I can never be the legal wife, we just want it." "Do you have a right to want anything?" I interrupted. Silence fell. "Do you?" I repeated. "If you're a helper, accept your pay. If you want a husband, find a single one." Squatting in another woman's home for years and demanding a title? You were homeless, and the Thornes took you in? That's charity. I looked at Marcus. Does the help usually demand a celebration for doing their job? If so, my brother owes our housekeeper a wedding. "Ellie is right," William said smoothly. Serena turned pale. Suddenly, a small boy, Hunter, charged at me. "Don't bully Auntie." He rammed into me. I clutched the lantern instinctively and stumbled, but William caught me. The kid was sturdy and looked mean. Marcus grabbed him. "Hunter, apologize." The boy glared. "She's mean to Serena. She is teaching Serena manners." Marcus corrected, then glanced at Serena. "Take him inside." Marcus bowed to us. "My son is spoiled. Please forgive him, Miss Vance." William scoffed. "He's 7. That's not spoiled. That's feral." "Marcus, I don't care about your private life, usually. But look at this place," William continued. "The wife is missing, the mistress is greeting guests, and the child is assaulting visitors. It's a circus. You might run a battalion, Marcus, but your house is a disgrace." Called out by the son of a senator, Marcus's smile vanished. He wasn't used to being disrespected. "If you feel that way, I won't keep you." We turned to leave. Mission accomplished. But Marcus jogged after us. "Miss Vance, a moment." William bristled, but I was curious. I signaled my brother to wait by the gate. When we were out of earshot, Marcus cleared his throat. "I hear you are looking for a suitor." I was nearly 21. It was no secret. "I hear your father wants a man of simple background, but high potential." "What about me?" He tilted his head, flashing a practiced smile. I stared at him. "General, did you hit your head? Today is your commitment ceremony to your mistress, and you have a wife." Serena needed a title for her years of service. He dismissed. "As for my wife, she is of low birth. If you agree to marry me, she will voluntarily step down to a secondary position, or I could divorce her." I was stunned by the audacity. He had a wife, a kid, a live-in mistress, and now he was proposing to me? The Vance family looks powerful, he whispered conspiratorially, but the president is wary of your father. You shouldn't marry into old money. I have no messy relatives, just my mother. My backyard is clean. You be in charge. And if you don't want to ruin your figure with pregnancy, I already have an heir. He looked proud of his logic. I rolled my eyes, so hard Lily probably felt the vibration in the lantern. She was covering her ears inside. Check his affection. I pinged the system. 1%. 1%. And he was claiming love at first sight. Stop, I said. He looked confused. Do you want a fairy tale? Miss Vance, all powerful men have arrangements. So you think you're a catch? I laughed. Let me clarify. If you're banking on my looks, you're 10 years too old for me. If you're banking on my status, you're not high enough on the ladder to reach me. As for your heart, it's trash. You abandoned your wife who bled for you. You strung along Serena until she was past her prime. And now you want me to raise your feral son? Pass. I turned on my heel. Miss Vance, he called out. That lantern. It's very unique. I ignored him. He was repulsive. Gross wasn't strong enough. Cringe, as Lily would say. I was walking fast, distracted when my assistant screamed, Miss Ellie, watch out. I sidestepped just as a blur rushed past. Crash. Hunter lay on the ground, clutching his head, screaming. The bad woman pushed me. Liar. He tried to shove me from behind. Serena came running, shrieking. Miss Vance, why take it out on a child? Marcus strode over, dark-faced. I tolerate your insults, Ellie, but hurting my son crosses a line. William ran over. What happened? It was chaos. I was shaking the lantern violently in my agitation. Lily was probably holding onto the swing for dear life. I pointed at the demented family. William, they're attacking me. Get them. My bodyguards didn't hesitate. They swarmed Marcus and his staff. It was a brawl. We left while they were distracted. Back in my room, I tossed the lantern on the bed. Stop shaking. I am gonna puke. Lily yelled. I opened the latch and dumped her out like a tumbling die. She sprawled on the duvet, dizzy. You mad? She asked cautiously. I huffed. You should be mad. I just roasted your husband, and your son cracked his head trying to assault me. She crawled over and massaged my leg with her tiny fists. I'm not mad. I'm happy. I raised an eyebrow. Since we came back to the city, they've treated me like dirt, she said. Marcus is ashamed of me. Hunter thinks I'm boring compared to Serena. Everything is my fault. I'm tired, Eddie. System. I snapped mentally. Your data is broken. This guy is trash. He can't possibly have affection for her. Don't question my tech. The system shot back. Even trash has feelings. Then why did you come to me? If he loves her, send him home. The system broke down. I don't know. His affection gets stuck at 50%. Once it hit 70%, but then this idiot host of mine decided to stay. And now he's draining our energy. He's an emotional vampire. I'm suffering here. I laughed. Does he love someone else? No. Besides the host, you have his highest score. Me? We're enemies. The system explained that everyone has a different capacity for love. Some people give 100% easily. Others are misers. Lily gave 100%. Marcus? His maximum capacity for anyone was 50%. For everyone else, it was negative. He actually hated Serena, negative score, but she was useful. So the system was right. In his twisted way, Marcus loved Lily the most. Lily was a love brain. Marcus was a narcissist. And me? The system called me gullible, rude. I thought the drama was over, but the next day, Marcus sent a gift box. Inside was a porcelain figurine of a girl in a pink dress, exactly like Lily. He knows, the system shrieked. Relax, I said. She's mine now. William filed a complaint in the Senate about Marcus's conduct. The president reprimanded him. I stopped going near the Thorne estate. But Marcus kept sending gifts, miniature pastries, doll furniture, all with notes, for little Joy, a play on Lily's name, Guehuan. I burned the notes. One night, he climbed the garden wall. Joy, he whispered in my window. I brought the ribs, sweet ones, like you like. He was delusional. He wanted to marry me, yet he was stalking my house to feed his missing wife he thought I was hiding. Psychopath. Despite the creepiness, my affection score for Lily skyrocketed. She didn't understand. I haven't done anything. I poke her head. You don't have to do anything. You exist. That's enough. Lily blushed. What does 90% affection mean? I asked the system. Ideally, you die for her, the system said eagerly. Would you? Hell no, I said. Humans are liars, the system muttered. I was getting frustrated. Lily should have had enough energy to leave. But she was still here, gaining weight on my snacks. Lily, why aren't you going home? She looked up from a cookie. Is it bad here? You came here to go home, I reminded her. She went silent. I remembered her describing her world. Women worked, traveled in metal birds, didn't need husbands to survive. She wanted to stay. For me. You shouldn't stay for anyone, I said gently. She looked at me, eyes tearing up. Not even for you. No, eagles don't belong in fish tanks, even nice ones. Wait, she whispered. Just a little longer. For the next month, Lily locked herself in the spare room of the dollhouse with needle and thread. Finally, she called me over. Look, on a tiny rack was a red bridal veil, intricate and shimmering. You made this. I might not see you get married, she said, hugging the fabric. Do you like it? I draped it over my head. It was practically microscopic, but the sentiment was huge. I love it. I'm too old to be a bridesmaid, she joked, so I'll be the designer. Lily, I said, go home. A blue vortex swirled open next to her. She bit her lip. Ellie, you idiot. I really have to go now. The system popped out, a glowing blue orb. Her husband told her to go home 1,000 times, but he never meant it. You did. Do you want to stay? I asked the system. No, I have to go too. It paused. I thought Lily was stupid for staying, but I get it now. Humans are small, but your feelings are huge. And then they were gone. Life moved on. I married a man my mother picked, a quiet architect with a clean background. On my wedding day, a letter appeared on my vanity. It was from Lily. She was back in her world. She had divorced the version of Marcus there and started a bakery. She was learning to love herself. She wrote about what happened after she left my world. The news broke that the general's wife had died of illness. Marcus lost his mind. He kicked down the doors of the Vance estate, storming into my room, overturning the empty dollhouse. Where is she? He screamed. Where did you hide her? Isn't she dead? I asked coldly. No, he covered his ears. She loves me. She wouldn't leave me. You win, Joy. Come back. No more concubines. No more heirs. I promise. He wept, clutching the jade pendant Serena had given him. Later, I heard he died in a border skirmish, distracted and reckless. He died holding a safety charm Lily had made him years ago. He never realized that Serena had swapped it for a fake 3 years prior. His love was as fake as the charm. After Marcus died, Serena played the grieving widow. I will remain chaste for the general, she wailed, securing control of the estate. But that winter, she cut costs on charcoal. Hunter froze to death in his sleep. The mother-in-law attacked Serena in a rage. During the fight, a coal brazier tipped over. Serena cowered in the corner, watching the old woman burn, calculating her inheritance. But the burning roof collapsed, crushing Serena's legs. When they dragged her out, she was still clutching a gold hairpin she'd ripped from the old woman's head. I folded the letter and put on my veil. Lily, if fate allows, let's meet in your world next time. Story complete.